morning and welcome to Rising. We've got a great show for you today. Happy Wednesday morning, I think.
Is it? I thought it was Thursday, and then my mind was like, but that's your Friday. So
It's Wednesday.
No, stay with me one more day. So, coming up on Rising, I'll be discussing how rural areas could be hurt by Republicans cutting funding for public broadcasting.
Also, more Democratic infighting, this time between Hunter Biden and the former Obama aides.
And Stephen Colbert is taking shots at his own bosses over their decision to cancel his show. But first, Robbie, what is on your radar?
Let's get to it. President Donald Trump is furious with former President Barack Obama, whom he is accusing of participating in a, quote, coup against him in 2016. Trump is referring, of course, to recent disclosures from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, who has released documents showing it was Obama who encouraged intelligence officials to reach stronger conclusions about Russia's alleged meddling in the 2016 election. Now, according to Gabbard, the intelligence community was well aware that Russia did not hack voting machines, nor did the country have much impact on the outcome at all. But Trump's enemies in the Democratic Party wanted to paint him as a Russian collaborator, and so they overreached. The media, of course, followed suit, publishing headline after headline suggesting that Trump was a Russian stooge. Here is President Trump reacting to the latest news.
Now, we found absolute, this isn't like evidence, this is like proof, irrefutable proof that Obama was seditious, that Obama was trying to lead a coup, and it was with Hillary Clinton, with all these other people, but Obama headed it up. And, I get a kick when I hear everyone talks about people I never even heard of. It was this one. No, it was Obama. He headed it up. And it says so right in the papers.
These allegations are extremely serious. Now, it's far too premature, in my view, to throw around the word treason. In fact, I don't like when anybody, Republican or Democrat, starts accusing their opponents of that. This reads less like treason to me and more like political weaponization of national intelligence for partisan purposes, which sadly has become a recurring theme. Make no mistake, there was an effort to delegitimize Trump's election to the presidency, and the argument was made by mainstream media mouthpieces leveraging the expertise of deep state spy masters. Former Democratic presidents Hillary Clinton and Jimmy Carter both said Trump was an illegitimate president in response to media reporting on Russia's meddling. This was the original stolen election theory. It's only been overshadowed because Trump's false contention that the 2020 election was stolen has subsequently received much more media coverage and much more vigorous pushback. Let me be perfectly clear. Trump should have never claimed that the 2020 election was stolen from him, but he's in good company. Look at the Democrats who said the same thing about 2016. And their main theory backing that up was Russian malfeasance, something intelligence officials privately discounted until they went to the White House and had a chat with outgoing President Barack Obama.
Deflection is the name of the game here.
Deflection.
Yes,
We're deflecting. The deflector shields are up.
At that same press conference, the reporters asked President Trump, well, speaking of the Department of Justice, what's going on with Epstein?
Okay.
What's going on with your team meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell? What is going on with your team what's the conversation going to be like? Don't have these files released, be on our side. We're going to pardon you in a couple of years. There's a lot going on over here. And he's like, look at Obama. 20 years old, story time. Like, nobody cares about this story.
Not true.
But a bipartisan committee...
You're deflecting.
No, a bipartisan committee agreed that Russia was involved and not about the voting machines. That was never the source of what the bipartisan committee was mostly looking for. It's that they tried to infiltrate American minds and really in that way tried to infiltrate our democracy.
Infiltrate American minds?
Yes, by infiltrating our...
It's like,
no, not like
this is
insane.
insane.
Is it worth relitigating or is it worth deflecting for him right now?
We're not relitigating, we're litigating it for the first time.
No, okay, is it worth opening up a new conversation calling this, he's been calling this a hoax, right? So is it worth bringing it back to the forefront when there are core issues for your base that people want answers to? This seems like a huge deflection. You know it. You can't even sit here with a straight face and say you don't think this is, this has nothing to do with the present moment. No one is calling for this.
We will address that's not true that no one's calling for this. This has been a major conservative issue, MAGA issue for years. The Epstein stuff is important, and we will get to it. We're going to talk about that next. So let's put a little pin in that because we're going to come back to it. I don't like how it's being handled either. We agree somewhat there. But Russiagate was a big deal for years. The 2016 to 2018, 2019 period involved ceaseless. You forget how constant it was. If you could not watch 5 minutes of MSNBC without Rachel Maddow and everybody else going further into what started to sound like almost conspiratorial waters about the level of influence Russia had on the election, and that was the reason for Trump's foreign policy with respect to Russia, was because it was a payback to Vladimir Putin. That was not a conspiracy. I thought it was a conspiracy theory, but it was mainstream. It went mainstream based on the intelligence officials, what they were saying to the media, often behind closed doors. So now we know. So this is why this is important, because now we know they went to Obama and said there's not a lot to this, and Obama said, find me a different conclusion. I don't, treason, no. Weaponization of what should be nonpartisan agencies, intelligence officials, for the partisan purpose of undermining Trump.
This is far from being a partisan attack. What about the 1,000-page final report that came from the bipartisan Senate committee that looked into this? There was an agreement that Russia had a coordinated, very sophisticated aim at being
sophisticated.
Yeah, squarely at supporting Trump. So do you want Russia involved, whether it's bots or real Russian people trying to get people to support Trump more? Well, what is that connection?
First of all, not supporting Trump, undermining Hillary Clinton maybe, not necessarily supporting Trump.
Well, I think necessarily supporting Trump, because by undermining Hillary Clinton, what happens? You support Trump,
but
he wins the election.
I'm a voter who doesn't like Hillary Clinton and was happy to, and I guess I undermined her too by advocating against her.
No, because
I did not vote for Trump or advocate that people vote for Trump.
You're not intentionally developing a relationship with the President of the United States and a foreign leader or adversary. Yes, they are. There was conversations about what his relationship was with Putin. There still is those conversations. I think the relationship has soured in recent years, but what it was in 2016 is very valid to look into it and say, what are you guys doing here? Why would you want help from a foreign? Well, why would you want help from a foreign aid? From foreign assistance when we in America make our own decisions, right? I agree that Americans are brilliant and can make their own decisions, but I also agree that we should all be on the same page and not wanting foreign bots or people infiltrating our social media and trying to convince people that Trump is the best. What's your end game? What is their connection to the results? We have to ask that question, right? What's the connection to wanting Trump to be president?
If they want to waste their money on every dollar they spend on a bot on Facebook, if that's fewer dollars spent on paying for guns to shoot Ukrainians, fine. I mean, who cares? It didn't do anything. It didn't accomplish anything. That is the great, that is the conspiracy unmasked, is the idea that this was like a mind control thing, and that voters in the key swing states flipped their position because they had Russian mind control being beamed into them. It's something out of science fiction. It's not the case. It was actually an example of social media type people were overstating the importance or the way the algorithm functions. And look how much information we can narrowly tailor it so you can get exactly the message in front of the people you want. That has led to this kind of technology-driven panic about how vast that power is. No, it's not. It's just campaigning. It's just advertising. It's not mind control. People make independent judgments, and it is drowned out by all the other noise.
Let's say I just listened to the fact that it's just campaigning, and we don't mind Russia influence deciding if they are likening themselves to one president or the other one. Is this going anywhere? Is this worth American taxpayers' time and money to continue to look into something that is done? It's an old issue. Obama is not going to jail. So for the same person that cried witch hunt on the campaign trail for an entire year,
that's a bit rich from the Democratic Party that has tried to put Trump in jail for years.
But he said it was poor strategy, so why would he reflect it? Don't be a mirror to something that you hated. That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
so at least the party should be okay. Well, then that is not the president that you should want. Somebody who seeks revenge all day for the entire.
They're going to try to put him in jail, and he should just cry about it, not do anything about it, just be sad.
He should lead the country in a time where we need leadership.
All right. Well, he should lead the country. Next up, Pod Save America co-hosts are firing back at Hunter Biden's tirade against them. We'll be right back.